Okay, we spend about a third of our entire lives asleep. But have you ever stopped to think about what our body language is saying when we're not even conscious? Well, today we're going to decode the secret language of sleep and uncover the hidden meaning behind how we rest.
So, just for a second, think about it. When you climb into bed, what's your go-to position? The one you always end up in? On your side? Your back? All curled up? Most of us just chalk it up to habit, or, whatever feels comfortable at the time.
But it turns out it's so much more than that. Psychologists actually say your favorite sleeping position can be a major clue, a little window into your personality and your inner world. And in this explainer, we're going to unpack 5 of the most common sleeping positions and what they might just be revealing about you. So, you ready to see which one you are?
All right, let's kick things off with what is probably one of the most common and relatable postures out there, the protective curled position.
Oh yeah, you definitely know this one. It's the classic fetal position. You're on your side, all curled up, with your knees pulled in right toward your chest. Does that sound familiar to anyone?
Now here's where it gets really interesting. People who sleep like this, they often come across as strong, maybe even a little tough on the outside. But internally, they're actually quite sensitive. See, this position kind of mimics our primal instinct to protect our vital organs. So it makes total sense that these sleepers feel things really deeply. They're super aware of other people's emotions. And at the end of the day, they just really value emotional security. Okay, next up, we've got 2 positions that suggest a real sense of balance and self-control. Sleeping on your side and sleeping on your back.
This one is another incredibly common way to sleep. You're just lying on your side, with your body in a more or less straight line. And psychologists actually see this as one of the most balanced sleeping postures you can have.
So what's this one all about? Well, side sleepers tend to be pretty comfortable in social situations. They're easygoing and cooperative. But, and this is key, they take their time before they really truly trust someone. They like to watch and observe people first. But once you've earned that trust, they are fiercely loyal and incredibly supportive friends.
And then we have sleeping flat on your back, arms right down by your sides. People sometimes call this the soldier position, and honestly, it's the perfect nickname once you hear the personality traits that go along with it.
This position often points to a really disciplined personality. Folks who sleep this way tend to hold themselves to super high standards. I mean, it's a posture that doesn't really feel the need to hide or protect anything, which speaks to this real inherent self-confidence. They love structure, they're responsible, they're reliable, and yeah, they often end up being natural leaders.
So if we put those 2 side by side, you can see the difference, right? The side sleeper builds their stable world by carefully watching others and earning trust. The back sleeper, though, they build their world through self-discipline and structure. It's 2 totally different paths to get to that same feeling of stability.
All right, let's get to our last 2 positions. Now these are a little less common, and they seem to point to a more expressive or active kind of inner life.
First up is the starfish position. You can just picture it, right? You're on your back, but your arms and legs are spread out wide, just taking up all the space. It's a really open, free kind of posture, and it's definitely not one you see every day.
The personality here is such a fascinating mix. Starfish sleepers really value their personal freedom and independence. They just hate feeling controlled or boxed in. Think about it. This is a super vulnerable way to sleep, which points to a ton of self-assurance. But at the same time, they're often described as these incredibly supportive friends who are also really careful and attentive listeners.
And for our grand finale, the stomach sleeper. Lying flat on your stomach, with your head turned off to one side. And I gotta say, the traits for this one, they might just surprise you.
Because while this person might look completely passed out, totally relaxed on the outside, psychologists actually link this position to a very active mind. Internally, their brain is just buzzing, thinking about plans, new ideas, what's next. They tend to be really curious and just mentally engaged with everything around them.
So, after looking at all these different positions, what's the big picture? What does this all really mean? Well, it all comes down to your body telling its own story.
And this quote just gets right to the heart of it. See, during the day, we're conscious, we're in control, but when we finally fall asleep, our body just relaxes and subconsciously goes to whatever position feels the most emotionally safe.
So the big takeaway here is that these positions are not just random habits. The choices your subconscious makes every single night are a direct reflection of your internal world, your needs, your strengths, and your sense of security. It's literally a story being told without a single word.
Every single night, your body is telling a story about you.
So I guess the only question left is this. After everything we've talked about, what story will yours be telling tonight?